Hi, lovely people. How is everyone doing today? I hope we are safe, and I pray that God will give us the grace to keep hanging on until all of this is over. I know it's not enough to say just stay safe without giving you food to eat or putting food on your table, but I'm sure the Lord, who has been sustaining us, will continue to do so. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your likes, for your comments. It's been so wonderful. And for today's tutorial, we're going to be doing a simple crop top with a keyhole neckline. And I'll be using this fabric for the tutorial. Okay. I'll be cutting the front first of all. Both the front and the back, they are the same thing. Okay. But I just chose to cut it separately. So first I'll be cutting the front first of all. I folded my fabric into two. My half length or the length of my top is 20. If you like, yours can be shorter, okay, but I prefer to work with 20. Okay, 20 inches. Here I have 19 inches. The remaining 1 inch I'll use my band to complete it. So I'll draw a straight line here, okay, for the beginning of my measurement. I'm just explaining it because of the nature of this fabric. I'll take my time to draw the line. My shoulder is 16 inches. This is 3 inches for shoulder slope and 1 inch also along the armhole line for shoulder slope as well. Okay. My armhole is 8 inches. My bust is 42, divided into 4 is 10 and a half. I'll add 2 inches for allowance. And my waist is 39, divided into 4 is 9.75. If you like, you put that. If you like, you can do without that. Okay. So I'm adding 3 inches, one for that, and then the 2 is for the allowance. Okay. For my neckline, I think I'll use 3.5 inches. For the neck depth, I'll use 4.5 inches. Okay. And then this is where we insert our keyhole. Here you decide how wide you want it to be or how narrow or slim you want it to be. Okay. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and cut. Okay. Now I can comfortably cut the back panel. All I need to do is to just place the front one on a fresh fabric, bring out my zipper allowance and cut. And then you are free to change your own neckline. Okay, so this is my back panel. I hope you see it. Okay, so this is the basic sleeve. I'm sure we all know how to cut this one. Let's go down to the peplum side. These two, we should know how to do it by now. You fold into two, you fold again. Okay. Okay. Now my radius is 1.8 and that is what we have here. All right. And the length of my peplum is 10 inches. I'll make it 11 because of the fold. 10 inches, 11. So this is 11 inches, but I will not be leaving it this way because one side of the peplum is going to be obviously longer than the other side. Now we have to assume this is the shorter side, okay? So for the longer side, I'll have to extend it. Instead of 11 inches, I'll be making it 16 inches, okay? Okay. All right. So this is 16 inches all the way. But as we get here, we have to narrow it down to still meet our 11 inches at this point. I hope you get it. So I'm going to be cutting from here. Okay. I hope you get it very well. And then I'll remove this, the shorter side. Yeah. You have to make sure that the circle appears circle, okay? I'm just trimming off some of the places that are not straight according to my judgment. So this is what we now have. You see the shorter side, you see the longer side. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut the second sleeve, the second peplum, sorry. Okay, now I'll go ahead and first of all join them at the two sides. Sorry, I'll join them at the shoulder, both the front and the back. Okay, I will insert the dart and possibly on the sleeve I'll close it up using the circumference of my arm. Okay, and also fold the lower part of our peplum. Okay, the next thing I will do now is to measure the circumference of my neckline because we will need to tape this neckline. Okay, so we'll measure the circumference of my neckline. You need to walk this way. You just measure it round. Okay, don't forget to adjust this keyhole neckline so that it's not too wide. Okay, I did mine and I got 27. So I will now go ahead and cut a circular kind of piece of cloth or fabric from this. So I'm folding in the way of peplum, and then you make sure that below you have up to 27 inches. That is the circumference of the neckline. Okay, this is more than 27. I have here 32. Okay. Okay, so now as we've cut this one out, you have to decide how big or small you want this one to be. Okay, this is optional. You decide how big or small. I'll make mine 1.5, then I'll still trim it down because for me the 1.5 is still big. Okay, so I'll go ahead and double this one. I'm opening one end. I'll go ahead now and double it. Now you see I've doubled it, so this is going to form the lining. All right, okay, so this is how I'm going to be lining it. Now remember our keyhole neckline, I mean this place, if you set it well, you measure it. Mine is about 2 inches. I hope you see it. Mine is about 2 inches. Okay, so I will now measure 2 inches. This is the midpoint. You see this side is on fold whereas I opened the other side. Okay, from the folded side you measure 2 inches also. That is, since it's on fold, is now 1 inch. Okay, you mark that point. Okay, so this is my 2 inches. So what it means is that I'll be lining it this way. I'll just line from this point to this point, that is the 2 inches, and stop. Okay, and then I will line this inner circle. Okay, then turn it over and then close it up. Okay, so from this place to this end is going to be rough. From this place to this end is also going to be rough. The only place that is going to be lined in and out is just these 2 inches here, and then this inner circle. I'll go ahead and do it and show you so that you understand. So this is what I was talking about. This is my 2 inches here. You can see both ways I lined it. I hope you see it. Okay, and then for the other side I only lined the inner circle. Remember, it's like this. It's this way. Okay, so this is for the keyhole neckline. Okay, I'll go ahead now and close it up. All right, when I do that, I will then still coming back to this keyhole neckline. I'll get a pieces of cloth and tape this place. Remember, it doesn't have lining. Assuming it had lining, I won't be taping it, but since there is no lining, I'll just get a piece of cloth and tape this shape. Okay, before we now attach this one to the neckline. So now I've taped the neckline. I hope you see it. The next thing will be to now put this one. And how do you do it? You place it like this, starting from the keyhole neckline. Okay, remember there is a portion where we lined both ways. Okay, so for each side you start this way, you join through this side, and then you come to this side also, you join, so that the neckline will remain open. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, you can see the keyhole neckline obviously out. So the next thing to do will be to just join them at the 2 sides using my body measurement. Okay, when I'm done with that, I will insert the sleeve. So now we have the sleeve and it's almost ready. The next thing will be now to cut a band we're going to be putting at the waistline. Remember, when we were measuring, I removed 1 inch. Okay, and this here is the band we're going to be putting here. If you like, you can just join it together and then attach it this way. Okay, but for me, I'll be going like this. I will open it up from the back side. I will sew it first, then I will close it up. Okay, so that we have something like this. I hope I'm well understood. Anyone you choose to do, it is okay by you. If you want to use more than 1 inch band, it is also okay for you. Okay, so I'll now go to the machine and attach the band, then put the zipper, and that will be all. Okay, there's something I failed to add here. Remember, when we were cutting this peplum, one side was longer. As you can see, this side is obviously longer than this side. Okay, now in attaching it, the longer side has to rest where you have the joining on your sleeve. Okay, that's where the longer side is supposed to be. I hope you get it. I hope I'm very clear. The longer side, in order for you to get that effect, has to fall at where you have your sleeves joined together. Okay, that's how I joined it. This is what I mean. So the longer side has to fall around here. Okay, all right people, so this is what we have at the end of our tutorial for today. check me out and see how gorgeous I am looking. Thank you for watching till the end. Please, like I added earlier, stay safe. I know it's not enough to say stay safe, but please, it's important that you stay safe this period, so that at the end of the day, while all of this is over, we will see ourselves in one piece. Once again, stay safe, and I'm sure God will continue to provide for each and every one of us. Till we meet in my next tutorial, please take very good care of yourself. Don't forget to give us thumbs up. Also share our videos. Bye.